Hey everyone, I'm Caryn Solomon, and welcome to What's IGN Crushing On, IGN Africa's official entertainment podcast. I'm your host, and I'm joined as always by my producer and editor Rebecca Barches. So this is a show where we discuss all things entertainment and pop culture with a new guest every week. We bring recommendations, news, and fun facts, sometimes touching on the more serious issues surrounding these topics. This week's guest is Yaaseen Barnes. Yaaseen is a comedian, MC, and writer. He's known as a one-liner comedian, and if you follow him on Twitter or been to any of his shows, you would know this. He won the Savannah Comics Choice Award in 2014 for Best Newcomer. He's performed alongside many other comedians that you know, and he runs comedy rooms that you'll hear about more in this episode. We chatted about representation in comedy, his favorite comedy specials, and that time he fanboyed over Johan Stemmet. For those of you who don't know, we explained it a bit in the show, but Johan Stemmet is the host of the South African music program Noot vir Noot, where people basically guess like what the name of the song is from sounds or from clues. So we briefly touch on what it is, but as I was listening, I realized that if you're not South African or you're not familiar with the show, you might not, understand. But yeah, and he was on TV for like 25 years or something like that. But I thought it was kind of cool that you will hear more in the interview, but he explains that he's met so many famous people who we consider as famous, but the only one that really he was starstruck over was Johan Stemmet. So, I can't judge. I feel like, I don't know how I would act. You know what I mean? Some celebs, they seem real now. You see them on social media, you see them out in the streets. I never seen Johan Stemmet out in the streets.
Yeah, he's an enigma.
Yeah, he's like a guy who lives in your TV. So, yeah. It's like if I had to see Donald Duck out in the streets, but the animated cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't exist. Yeah, he doesn't exist in the world.
Who would you get starstruck over?
Local, international, dead, alive. How many options do I have?
I feel like anyone would be starstruck over someone that's dead because you'd be like, oh shit, you're alive.
Okay, fair enough.
John Lennon, what's he doing out in the streets?
How did you know I was going to go with John Lennon? Or Bach, lol. I think internationally it would about my obsession with Lenny Kravitz.
Oh my god.
I think I would immediately faint if I saw him. But equally so, Jason Momoa, I know, it's a typical answer. I know, but I do think
he's very friendly. So I feel like Jason Momoa would give you a bear hug or make a couple of jokes with you, so you'll be comfortable. Lenny Kravitz still has a kind of mysterious vibe, so I kind of get you with that one.
Okay. But I also think Jason Momoa, he'll be friendly, but also I think he'll be super charming. And if he flashed one of those smiles at me, I would immediately faint. But locally, I had a good one.
Was the actor, musician, TV personality?
Locally, and don't judge me because I don't know what's been happening with her, but Jeannie D.
Oh, okay.
I used to be a huge fan of Jeannie D since I was a child, and I just think I would have a good conversation with her after nearly just being overexcited about the fact that Jeannie D is, she's cool.
For me, I don't actually know. I think because I'm so awkward and shy, and because I've been obsessed with celebrities for forever, I think I would get starstruck.
Awkward and shy?
Yes, I'm extremely awkward and shy.
Oh, okay. The other side of you that other people don't, that other people know.
I feel like anybody I meet, I would be slightly starstruck over. But there's a lot of people that I like that I think, the same way what I said about Jason Momoa, I feel like they would immediately make me feel comfortable.
Oh, okay.
If I saw Jennifer Aniston one day, I think I would freak out because I loved her as a child so much.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's such a warm energy that I think that she would make me feel comfortable. But I do
Yeah.
think I would, if I had to see her in the room, I would be like, oh my gosh, Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston.
Yeah.
I
No,
would-
I get that. Yeah.
I'll like my stomach could go into knots. Not even
Yeah.
like
You would hyperventilate a little bit. Not
yeah.
even what?
I see, not even like an Oscar-winning A-lister. Like I'll be like, "Yo, Gwyneth, what's up, girl?" Julia Roberts. but Jennifer Aniston with a TV career.
Yeah.
What
about Meryl Streep?
Yeah, I think I would obviously get excited for her too.
Oh.
But I don't think I would. I don't know. Like I respect her, and I think it's really cool. But it wouldn't. I don't think it would affect me that much. Locally, I mean, I've spoken to Bonang already on the phone, but I haven't seen her in real life. And I think that would be quite cool. Just because I just don't think that there's anyone of that kind of star power in South Africa. And I think that she gets that perfectly. Also, like when you were talking about people you were obsessed with when you were younger, I don't know if do you remember when I liked Colin Moss?
I thought you were going to say Cristiano Ronaldo, and yes, I will not forget when you were obsessed with Colin Moss. Oh my gosh. Didn't you have like a cutout of his face on one of your school books or something?
I had so many pictures of him everywhere. So, funny story.
Uh-oh.
So I was one day walking in town and I walked past him. I freaked out.
Oh my gosh.
I freaked out. Like I could not believe it. I didn't talk to him or anything. But he was just like walking. He looked like a normal guy. But unless you were obsessed with him when you were 14 and had pictures of him everywhere, I don't think you would have noticed him. But yeah, he was. But yeah, that was a starstruck moment.
Did you stop and stare when you saw him?
I think I just like breathed in, like I was like.
Okay, the hyperventilation. Wow.
Okay. I was just like. And he didn't even look that amazing. It was just like it's just like childhood Caryn, just like that's one for you, little girl.
I identify with that. So the first time I met Yaaseen was at the engine at the end of the universe. So the engine like at the bottom or top of Cliff Street.
Oh yeah.
And it was just after the bottom. And it was just after one of their shows, and it's still on my Instagram feed actually. What I found funny was in the interview, Yaaseen was covering up a specific beverage that he wasn't supposed to be drinking, and in my Instagram feed, he is holding a can of that of that specific beverage that he wasn't supposed to cover, or that he covered up in the middle of the interview.
Which is not in video.
Exactly. Anyway. That's the story.
The first time we met, he's like, we have to take a photo together. And I was like, I saw on my Instagram.
Why?
Huh? Why was I?
Why did we?
Because I was like, I don't like being in photos.
But where was that? The night that he caught you?
Yeah, it was
like as you were falling.
At the book lounge.
Okay.
But anyway. This interview was a lot of fun. It's always great to talk to Yaaseen, and he's such a he's a very friendly energy, so it was a lot of fun. And Rebecca, you were there, you can attest to that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, so we want you guys to enjoy it. Please let us know what you think, and we'll speak to you again at the end of the episode. And now here's our interview with Yaaseen. So hi Yaaseen, thank you for joining us on Crushing On.
Thank you for having me.
So how have you been? How's 2020 been treating you?
2020 is interesting because firstly I'm good now. I feel like post-lockdown, like things are coming into place, but 2020 wasn't the worst thing. Like I feel like a lot of learning happened, and it was a nice time because the whole world went on pause.
Yeah.
So as an industry, we were all like, yo, go sort your cack out. Sorry, can I say cack?
Yes, you can say cack.
What's the PG system on this? Because I've heard the other podcasts and other people say the things, and I'm just like, yeah. See, now I have a brand and I must look after this cack anyway. Yeah, so I think 2020 it wasn't a bad year. It wasn't a great year. I think it was great personally, but like career-wise, it was good. I think, yeah, it wasn't like the world was cuck, but personally, it wasn't as cuck, if it makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose
And
it was
you?
like a go slow. Like, I mean, a chance to like reassess what you want, or like where you're gonna go to from now, and
it gave us time to catch on cuck and time to, like, when I say cuck, I mean like hobbies. I took up embroidery, and I'm right.
Is it like, are you good at it?
No, but I love it.
Oh no, but that's amazing. It's even better than being good at it.
And then also like I just got time to like do all the things I wanted to do, like just like get my shit together, like look after myself properly, like do the proper self-care. And then also while doing all that, I feel like I didn't fall behind with the rest of the world, because I think normally like when you take moments like this breaks, you fall behind in your industry, or for me at least as a freelancer and a person that goes out at night, I'll say. And then
goes out at night.
Guys, I say I go out at night, it's work. I don't go out like yay. I hate going out to go yay. It's just it's my favorite thing to just I go to work, do my job, come home again. And then what else is there? Yeah, I found out I have ADHD, which is another thing which was really dope. Like in the beginning, I found it, got mates for it. That's why lockdown was lekker, because I got to like stay home. I stayed home and I watched a movie without looking at my phone.
Oh wow!
I didn't
even know what that's like.
And how quiet it is. And then yeah, so I think that was like my thing of like, yo, I got my meds right, I got myself together, I got to like work and focus and like do the things I want. And now post lockdown, I get to go forward doing those things.
It's such a healthy way of looking at lockdown though, and like what we've all experienced this year.
Yes. So for me, like when I think of like the grand scheme of things, I just go to quote a poet of our time. It's God's plan. You might know Drake. He's really wise words. There's Muslim words that I could also use for it, but I feel like Drake really encompassed the moment. But yeah, so I think on a whole, it was cack because people died, but at the same time, I go, it's life. Like it's such a cool thing to say. You go, it's life, and yeah, it's again we must take lessons from. I'm very I won't say not optimistic. I'm more optimistic. I feel like I've had to be an optimist because things are very cuck, and like just we have to laugh. We have to look on the upside, and that I think the optimism is the thing that got me through all of this 2020 cuck. But you started the podcast. Like I feel like you've been planning this thing, and now lockdown was like, yeah, do the thing now. Don't ask questions. Let's get into it.
I had no choice, but I was like, what else am I going to be doing? Laughing and feeling sad. Might as well do something about it.
So with you, like when I saw you start the podcast, I was like, this is your world. Like it feels like this podcast should have existed before this already. But like
I think
lockdown was like, yeah, do this thing now.
It's such a nice thing to say. Like, do you remember when we first met? Do you remember that day? No.
Tell me.
It's one of my favorite stories. So we were at it was one of the books that your wife was publishing, and I went to the book launch. And like,
what was the book? Do you know what book it was?
I don't know.
I also won't remember. I don't know why I asked. I'm sorry. I'm putting in the awkward position.
It was a great book. I loved it so much. That. Anyway, I went.
It was really great. I'm gonna write up. You guys will find it in my bio. Jokes, that's not there in the bio.
And your wife was the publisher, and it was at the book lounge, and I like fell, and you like caught me as I fell.
I do remember because I saw like. You know when you see someone in the room on the other side and you go, I know the person, I see the person. Then you were on the stairs. Then I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna greet you at some point. Then I saw you fall. Then I was like, okay, now I must be here. This is how the greeting was happened.
So embarrassing.
So great though.
It sounds so like a story I made up. Like that. So I'm glad it's on the podcast and you confirmed it. So then, you know,
Is this the story you tell people of how you know Yaaseen?
Yeah.
When you say, no, Yaaseen caught me. Is that, because that sounds like a lie. And guys, if you are listening to this, it is a lie. It didn't happen. I'm just saying this because I'm a guest on the podcast. It's a lie. But that's the thing. Like, that's the other gifts of, I think, of the internet and lockdown that saved lockdown was the internet and like the social media. And you go, we've built almost like these long-term friendships across internet. And like when I see you, I just go, you like you that person, you're my friend. Like I see you every day. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, no, because I'm exactly the same. And then I was like, it's that awkward moment when you don't know if other people think the same way as you. So you would go to someone and be like, hi, I'm like Mary, I don't know. And then they look at you, so they give you like a 2-second look, like, who is this? Or like, why is this girl greeting me so enthusiastically? We talk every day online. I like all your
But it's the thing of, I feel like that only comes with mutuals after a while. You know what I mean? Because it's also weird when, and it happens with social media. And guys, I'm not gonna sound, it's gonna sound like a dick, but I don't intend for it to sound like a dick. When you follow someone and you see them every day, so you interact with them, but they don't necessarily follow you. So it's not the same.
Yeah.
That's when it gets a bit awkward, because then you're just like, like,
is it,
yeah.
Has it ever happened to you, like at a gig or something like that, people come up to you afterwards and be like, yeah, we follow each other on Twitter, Instagram?
Many guys, firstly, I'm horrible with names. I am I went to go buy treats for I went to go buy cat food, right? And then this guy comes up to me and is like, and I asked him, yeah, I want to buy dog treats. And then he's like, yeah, I know your sister got a dog now, and it's a puppy, it's a Labrador.
Oh gosh.
This is what you must get. In my mind, I'm going, I don't know who the fuck you are. This is such a, and then just for the brief moment, then I was like, oh no, he probably follows me and he saw that I posted about it, and now like I can't get, if you put it out there, you must expect people to see it.
Yeah.
So you can't, like, it's weird in the beginning stage, but then at some point you must just be like, yo, just be cool. Just act like it's cool. Just act like we're cool here. Just act. And then with mutuals also, like, I like when people tell me their handles. Then I go, yeah, I remember handles. Don't, like, give me the silly name that you made at so-and-so, at this bra around the corner. Yeah, I know this at bra around the corner. Then don't give me
Ralph or whatever.
You Ralph. Yeah, this fucking sound like a dog's bark or so. No, who the fuck is Ralph? If your name is Ralph and you're listening, laugh and change your name. I just sometimes I insult people for no reason. So guys, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Well, the one time when I came to your show and I was like, oh my word, like I think it was like only like the second time I'd seen you live, and you were like, yeah, you need to get out more. And that was brilliant, and I laughed so much. If it wasn't for someone who was easily offended, I would have sounded, they would have like hurt so much more. But I'm like, that was perfect. I do need to get out more.
But here's the other thing. I just feel like, guys, it's a joke. You must just take the joke. Like I don't, like, I'm not here to be an asshole. And if you think I'm being an asshole, I'm just a joke. I just, like, my brain is programmed in jokes constantly. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, you see how my timeline looks of everything, the tweet, the reply, there's a gag everywhere. So when I speak to people, sometimes I just go, yo, there's a moment to say something stupid. I'm gonna say it. So yeah, like, if ever you speak to me after a gig and I make fun of you, it's just part of the show. You pay for the ticket, now you're getting a personal joke. It's part of the roast, please, Marv. So again, but here's the other thing. When we spoke, when I saw you at the show, it's the thing for me. I go, I know you. If I speak to you in a way where we have the understanding.
Yeah.
Like, I know the level of joke you can take, if it makes sense.
Yes. But like, isn't it even like difficult? I mean, like being a comedian and then people always like tending to try to joke with you. Like, isn't that difficult?
It's the best and worst things, because it's the worst because some people try to out funny me, and it's not a battle for me. Like, I'm not here to go, oh no, you're funnier than me. I'm not because many people go, oh, I made a comedian laugh, I'm funny. And it's like, that's not how it works. Like, I'm not Randall. I'm not Simon Cowell. I'm not like going to put you through to the next round of fucking comedian and funniness. I'm just a bra as much as everybody else who thinks in funny things. Then after the show, then they come, hey, Yaaseen, hey. Now I got a joke for you. You can use it on stage. Don't fucking tell me your joke. But with that said, though, the uncles and the aunties who come tell me jokes is the sweetest moment ever, because they come with the dirtiest jokes. Oh, the aunties with the dookies, with the tight dookies, they love Tolly jokes. When I say aunties with dookies is the same aunties that's in the church also. It's the same auntie, just in a different outfit. But they love Tolly jokes. They're the ones that do the tables for Tolly jokes. Uncles, though, they also mosag. They're full of cock. But the other problem is afterwards when they come and they go, I'm going to tell you a joke, and then it's a racist joke, or it's like a heavy sexist joke. Now I must stand there like, Uncle, you're 70, you're going to die soon. Must I correct you? This joke is never going to get told on stage. It's never going to go to people. I'm not here to fight apartheid systems with you, Uncle. You've got tear gas in your eyes still. I'm just going to go, I must go now. Sorry, they're calling me. What, Caryn, you calling me? Okay. And then I just walk to the back and then just disappear away from those people. But it's also that thing of like, after a gig, you must put up with people's cack. It sounds like a horrible thing, but you go, it's part of the show. It's part of the job where you go and you perform when you meet the people afterward, and you like go be nice with them. Even like sometimes I want to, and sometimes I have the energy for it, and then there's other times where you just like the social meters, like you only have like there's only so much socializing in me after a gig. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So if it is there, I have my best time because it's like a personal show for me because the people perform. But other times when I'm empty, then I'm just like, I just want to go home. But that's where the business happens again. That's where people come, yo, I have this thing. Would you want to come perform here? I've got this thing. So yeah, putting up with other people's nonsense is part of the job at the moment.
Oh gosh, I don't think I could ever do that. It would kill me. Like, I'm so used to my looking at people and saying that's not funny.
so many times I'm just like online it happens a lot where people reply and I'm just like, yeah, you see now
Just
in
like
my
the
bio it says comedian, not yours. This is where this thing happens. This is where Lindy Johnson, who was also on the podcast, and if you are listening, you must go listen to her podcast as well. This is where me and Lindy are in the DMs and we send each other boring tweets that people send to us, and we just like, yes, look at this Tom Nayas.
I love reading under your guys' tweets. I love it. That's like my joy. I like them trying to one up you guys, and then like nobody responds to it or nobody likes the tweet. I find that so funny. That's the joke for me. Like, I love you guys, but that's the pure joke.
I always wonder if other people can see it. I never know who sees it. And it's also the thing of who, I feel like on Twitter also, with your mutuals, there's like a percentage of mutuals on Twitter that you you can be a thief with. You know that thing of like, we're not being assholes, we're just gonna be a bitchy of a thief. Like, look at this cactus person posted. What is this? This doesn't make sense. Look at this ugly photo. They didn't look in the background. Because I can't reply saying you must look at the background of your photo that you posted, but I'm gonna tell my friend, look at this. They didn't even clean up. what colored mother allows children to post photos where you can see they didn't clean? Why is there bakkies? Why are you so mosak? There is Panutro bakkies where the Panutro is hard in your room, but you want to pose, and the beautification filter, when they put it on 10, then their face is plascon. Just anyway, those are the things that people that we talk about in the DMs, is how cuck your photos. We're not assholes about what you're posting, but just the face of what you're posting. Now people's gonna hate me. People's gonna listen to this and go, yeah, Yaaseen's an asshole. But guys, I know you also do it. I know everybody's in each other's DMs being assholes with other people's hooters. Anyway, guys.
They're all gonna be like, it's not me that he's talking about. My jokes are great. My pictures are
it's your replies. Your replies are cuck.
Wait, okay, let's backtrack. So tell me about why you decided to go into comedy. And
it's it's such a weird thing. Like, I never grew up wanting to be a comedian. I was a quiet brat. Like, I never spoke at school. Like, I was the brat I was actually not even the quiet brat at school. I was the middle guy, because the middle guy never gets seen. Like, the class clown gets, everybody sees him, right? The naughty one. Then the child that's very good in the class, everybody sees him. I was the middle guy because no one gets to see him. He doesn't need to speak. Because teachers, I read the teachers because they're like, if you're the quiet one, we pick on you. If you're the loud one, we pick on you. But the middle guy, you get to coast through at school. And then, like even jokes, like actually I used to make a lot of jokes, right? But now I'm going to say this, and I say it in a lot of the interviews, but it makes sense in the end. I used to make druk jokes then already. Like we all know, I do it now, right? But the druk jokes were so bad that that they used to call it Yaaseen's. Like, it would be a bad joke, and they just go, it's a Yaaseen. That joke is a Yaaseen. And then I just be like, guys, it's a funny joke. What the fuck? And then I used to hate it because other people used to make bad jokes, and they're like, yeah, he made a Yaaseen. Then I'm like, I'm the fucking now I'm got the brand for bad jokes. This is the worst thing ever. Anyway, then I started Twitter, and then in the first year of Twitter, I think like about the first year, picked up. Like I had, this is like what, 11 years ago. Am I that old now? I'm just in retrospect, I'm going, 11 is a long time ago. Anyway, 11 years ago I started on Twitter, and then it picked up fast. And it wasn't like the same community that it is now. It was like only a handful of colored people really using it, and like a very small community in Cape Town also that was using it. Twitter picked up, and then Gino Fernandez, who's a comedian, spotted me online, and he was like, yo, come try this on stage. Actually, Pia, your cousin, was like, she messaged me because she was one of the few people on it at the time that like I didn't even know, but just like was like in Cape Town as well. Then she was like, yo, are you a comedian? And I was like, no, like I'd never do that. She's like, oh, you must try it. No, never. Then Gino, who ran Armchair, he was telling me, just come try it on stage. And then I think I was ignorant enough to try comedy for the sake of like, why not? Like I was a story to tell my lighties one day. Oh, I tried stand-up comedy. Anyway, then I did it, and it went well. Then like on my third try, I died like hard death, like ugly. Like that it's offensive how bad I was on stage. Everybody watching needed to get their money back. That's how bad it was.
I show you.
And then one of the comedians who followed me also was like, yo, just go read your tweets. Don't try and tell stories. Just go read your tweets. That's all you must do. And that's when because the thing with Twitter, I learned how to tell a joke in 140 characters. And then once I figured that out, and then I was like, oh shit, this is how I think. This is the jokes. That's my language. And then, after that, it just, like, alhamdulillah, it picked up really well and people got into it. But that's also when I, like, in retrospect, I go, ADHD. I don't have an attention span to tell long stories. I was just like, that's all I can focus on. Tell the joke, get it out of the way. What's the next joke? What's the next joke? And that's how my mind works now. Like, it's all over the place. So I need to like get it to focus anyway. And that's how I started.
Like, is it like a bug? Like, once it like bit you, you were like, oh, is it like
cocaine? It's I've never done cocaine, but I'm in my mind it's cocaine. I guys, I'm from Cape Town and I can't afford cocaine. I know I'm off brand here, but it's definitely the thing of the feeling of thinking something and saying it out loud and having an immediate response. Like, because most art forms is like you work on it in your solitude and you take it out there, and it takes a while for like reviews to come back and feedback to happen. But with comedy, it's like it's straight, like it's an immediate reaction, and that puts you on a high. Like you, like I can't describe it feels like it's a boost of like hard drugs, because like I can't sleep after a gig. Like I normally have a come down period of like a few hours before I can actually sleep, because after you perform, you just like it's the best feeling in the world. And I feel like other people who are passionate about their jobs, they get that feeling also. So I genuinely hope when I speak to people of like, I love when people are passionate about their job, because I'm passionate about mine. So I go, I want my feeling, everybody to have my feeling for their job, if it makes sense.
No, I get you.
So it's proper addictive, but it's also the thing of I'm the baby of the family, so I needed attention all the time. I was raised by the TV. Like my sisters got parents,
I know that.
got like SABC One. Yeah,
I know that life so well.
And now you have a podcast.
People have to listen to me. My parents were so done with parenting by the time it came to me. They were like,
the same. My sisters ask me who my parents are, because the people I have as parents is not their parents. Because like the way me and my parents talk, or the way we act with each other, like I'm allowed to say "kak" in front of my parents. My sisters can't even fathom like, Yaaseen, you swear. It's words, it's language. We are adults here. And they're like, no, that's your parents. Like, no, that's your parents. These are my parents. So I think that's the one of the main reasons in retrospect of why I do comedy, because I love the sense of attention. I was the lighty that had to dance for the aunties. You know that we all know that lighty of like I had to go put on my Eid outfit every time the auntie came. Then I was like, oh, look at the moves, Michael Jackson. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Uitgevat soos 'n nat kat. You know that I was that one. Then hold on, auntie, I'm gonna come back. Then I go out of the room, then I come back with the other song. I do it again. That's why my parents was like, oh, I'm gonna do comedy. They were surprised, and I'm like, no, you're the reason. You've made it. It's your choice. You were the problem here. I'm just the product of your lack of parenting. Jokes, mom and daddy, I love you. Please don't listen.
How have they reacted to your career and how it's been going?
So firstly, I'm the sum of their comedy. Right. So my mom's a teacher. Your mom's also a teacher.
She was. Yeah. She's retired now. Mom's really old, but yeah.
Yeah. My parents also. No, so you know then. So then my mom, if your mom, I feel like most comedians' parents is a teacher. I think Dylan's parents also, and Carl also. I think Lindy's dad was also a teacher. So I don't know. Anyway. So my mom was an English and history teacher. So I learned like my love of words, my love of gesels and Beck. I learned that from her. And my dad's a dad. He dad jokes for days. Like, droog. Proper. Like, I can't stress. What is the one he hit me with? So Samir Arif was other comedian was at my house, and I don't know, my dad likes to talk to my friends more than he talks to me, like because he feels like, oh, you comedians. My dad is the uncle that tells the joke afterward, the one I referenced earlier. Anyway, so then he told Samir like Yaaseen never finished his degree and he can't fly British Airways. Then I'm like, what? Where are you going with this? What is the thing? He's like, yeah, he doesn't have a BA. Then I was like, get out of here. Because BA is British Airways. Just get. Yeah, my dad is that guy. Then you were like, oh, now you see who I am.
Yeah, I get it.
And then I think initially my mom was cool because she saw what it gave me, like the spark. Because also I was like a lost lady, like in terms of I never had like a proper job. I worked I like dropped out of university because I just didn't like it. I worked in retail. I worked at so many places. I feel like, again, it's part of the colored heritage also. You must go work in retail for a bit. And then where else? I worked in like some offices here and there, and I did some random stuff. And then when I found comedy, it was like, oh shit, that's the thing. Then my dad is a dad, so he was like, yo, you need to get a paycheck. Like every month you must get a stable job that you have a paycheck. And I understand it in retrospect. But back then I was like, yo, this thing is drugs and I just want to do this. So my dad didn't come see me for the first couple of months. My mom saw me within the first few months. And then she was like, yo, it's legit. Then my dad, the men of the mosque, started telling my dad, yo, we saw your son. And he's funny, he's hilarious. And my dad's like, yeah, that's fine. So it's a hobby. It's good.
Yeah.
And then once he saw me perform, then it was the game changer. Like then he was like, oh shit, he's legit and he can do it. So like my dad is a man of the community. So I was always for arts Sasian, right? Then my dad started becoming Yaaseen Barnes' father. And that was the game changer, because then he's like, yeah, this thing is bigger than all of us now. It's the brand. And then once that clicked, and then they were both like, yo, it's legit. Like you can do this thing. And then also once I got my first TV spot, then they were like, oh shit, like it's TV. It's TV. You are TV. Yeah, then it was like, okay, it's legit now.
I think for colored parents, like TV is like it, man. Like if you can make it on TV, then that's
it's the wildest thing. Then when it was also the first competition I won, the second. I'm not dropping pause, guys. It's fine. I won a competition and I got to perform at the Funny Fest, right? And then the lineup for the Funny Fest it's mind blowing now, because I go on the lineup. It was me, obviously. It was Trevor. It was Mark. It was Riyad, and it was Nick. And also I say these people's names with first names, but let me stay with, because I'm not. Come on, it's colleagues now. So for my parents, for them to see me along next to them and still being able to do the thing, that was like a game changer for them. And then, I think that also like solidified by like getting the approval from big guys, people they saw as big, getting the approval from me. Then they were like, he's gonna be all right. It's fine. They still don't understand that I get paid for stuff though, because like I do it and they're like, now do they give you money? So you post a photo on Instagram and then is just that? What else? What office must you go to do that? Then it's like, no, it's just I just posted in there. But now you get paid. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, they can't fathom like the work from the internet. I think they're still learning. The influencer side of this thing. Anyway, sorry.
Amazing, sorry. I want to ask you, like, so who would you say are your like comedic influences?
It's a thing of like, I think it's people whose thought processes I see closer to mine, if it makes sense. Like, because you go like, there's a lot of people that influence me to like that I enjoyed, who stand-up comedy I enjoyed, who was like super iconic. But these comedians whose thought process I took I started learning from, if it makes sense. There's Jimmy Carr, also learned how to tell a small joke. There's Dimitri Martin. Do you know Dimitri Martin?
No, I don't know that.
And then there's Mitch Hedberg. I don't know if you know. Guys, if you're listening, these are people you must go study. These people are funny, but on true senses. And they were the ones who like really influenced me. But people I enjoyed growing up is like your Pablo Francisco. I feel like he had that iconic set. That what is it? One man, one desire. Do you know that's it?
I do know, because my brother used to like I feel like he had it like on like a CD or something, like DVD.
It's that.
And he used
those
to
are
like
the
say it all the time. It was so annoying.
And the Russell Peters one,
Yeah.
that one also, that somebody gonna get hurt. Proper iconic. And then it's your Eddie Murphy, your Raw, and the Delirious as well. Those were like classic like stand-up comedy sets. So like those I enjoyed and I watched, but I never was like, that's what I want to do. I only wanted to do comedy the first time I stood on stage. Before that, I never had the dream. I never had the plan. It was never ever like a thing. Oh, the week before I did stand up, I went to a trance party. Yeah, go with me, guys. It's gonna be a process, but go with me. Go to a trance party, and I found people. Like, have you been to one of those outside festivals?
I've been to I've never been to a trance party. I've been to like Ultra.
Ultra is still very like in one space. There's no tents. So yeah, guys, I went through a lot of phases with anyway. So I used to go to transports, and then the one we went to, one of the few ones I went to was I got like 8 people to sit in a 4-person tent. And then I told them jokes they were all just sitting so like very like comfy, and I was doing jokes with them just before I started stand up, and they all like were laughing and stuff. And I was like, maybe I could do this thing. Okay, let's try it. And then yeah, that was like just before I tried it for the first time. But yeah.
So what would you say has been like your career highlight so far?
There's like I've done a lot of dope shit. Like there's highlights is such a weird thing, because like I've been blessed. I've won awards, and which is all great. Like it's nice things, because the awards that all the awards I won was the Comics Choice. And it's nice because the other comics of the country vote for you. So it's like not like by a panel, it's like the industry has voted for you, which is very nice. And while that's great, last year I went to Canada for jokes.
Oh yes, you met my uncle.
I'm just making shout outs because you guys can't hear that I'm moving my arms rapidly. Walby Solomon, your uncle is the greatest uncle. Uncle. Trevor, Uncle Trevor. Uncle Trevor. You don't understand. So firstly, me and Dalen went to go tell jokes in another side of the world, which is fucking mind-blowing, because I'm just a bra. I only have matric. I've made a career out of just talking kak. Like that, like just talking kak. That's essentially the career. And then got to travel to the other side of the world. The day before we leave, Dalen gets a message from this uncle, right? Yo, Yaaseen, there's this man in there. He says he's gonna pick us up. Should we go? Like, should we get into the stranger's car on the other side? He looks legit, Yaaseen. I'm just like, you know what? I'll take any help, because it's going to save my pocket, and we're just gonna see what this thing is. Get me? This man is our uncle. He's a colored uncle through and through. Like he's a good man. Anyway, he fetches us. We get into a stranger's car in another country. This man starts telling us stories of his time in South Africa, which again, it made my heart so warm, because he was getting so happy to swear in Afrikaans, because he's like every second word, fuck, Janne, pusse. Sorry, guys, I'm quoting the uncle. I'm not saying it's my word. He was just so excited to say the swear words. It was my favorite thing. And then, the man was like a proper hero. He fished us from the airport. He took us to our Airbnb. He made sure he went with us in. Then he made sure that everything was sorted. Then he saw that you used to go check the shower out. We in our rooms. This man, I'm like, who are you anyway? The shower didn't work. Uncle goes, he's like, I'm coming now. Gets to go the tools in the car. Comes to fix our shower at our Airbnb. It was the wildest damn thing. Then he bought like a fracht tickets for our show. Then he fished us, and he drove probably like for an hour and a half. He took us to Niagara Falls. Like, again, the wildest experience, because we are getting in a car with a stranger and his wife. I'm sure they can have guns because it's the first world. Everybody has a gun. I'm pretty sure he had a gun. But I don't, actually, no, he didn't have a gun. He's too nice. Then, but when you meet strangers and they just feel like family, that is what he was for us. And I think that was my thing. I was just like, he felt like a person I know. And I go, yeah, I can feel the love that this man is giving. Then me and Dalen went to Niagara Falls. Again, guys, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd ever be in Canada. Then also get to, because it's not an easy trip to go to. It's like it's like a very like far out. And this man took us there. Me and Dalen had the best time. I cried a few times in the rain there. Just it's a lot of wetness. I cry a lot. Then it was just very overwhelming. Then we got to go to the JFL festival also, which again was of my favorite. It's like, for a comedian, it's like going to Disney World, right? But all the cartoons are the actual cartoons. It's not a person dressed as Donald Duck. It's actually Kevin Hart standing in front of you. It's actually Jimmy Carr right there. It's like it's the people they can breathe on you. That was before COVID, and you go, breathe on me. Jimmy Carr said my masterpiece, and I was like, thank you. Like, those are these actual words. I'm not even swearing, guys. This is actually words. But you just go like that. That for me was like a mind-blowing experience to go. I can, because of my job, I get the ability to travel the world and like see where I compete with the rest of the world at the same time, and just mind-blowing. And then that's just like one of the highlights. Me being able to do things with my job is also great. Like the charity work we do, it's I say we because like as comedians we do a lot throughout the year, and sometimes it's just us going to work and it's a charity gig and we come home, and then later on they tell us like what the money went to, and then you just like crying because it's just like I'm blessed and I love my job so much. And then what else is there? Like I've just the highlights. It's I get to pay the bills telling jokes. That's a highlight. Like I don't need anything else than that is my thing. So sorry.
I love you end all your sentences with sorry.
Because the thing is, I always feel like I bore people when I speak. Like I just feel like this is boring, guys. Like sorry. I feel like I'm just gonna say it again.
Okay, so what would you still like to do?
I want to do this so much. Again, we in such a great world at the moment. Like, again, I sound like a fucking Hewlett's-Bucky. Anything is possible. Like I'm probably too optimistic for my own good. But I just go like, I want to have a TV show. I want to have a movie. I want to build a platform for others to do it as well. Like I feel like that's part of the job, is that I get the opportunity to make it for others. So that's why I run the gigs as well. That's why I want to take it to the people. I've made a career out of just talking kak. Like it's just speaking. And I go, we come from people who tell stories. Like our aunties and uncles, our parents, our cousins, our family brides are the best things, because there's an auntie that's rooking. Rooking is the right word. And she's just talking kak and she's roasting everybody. That I want to tell that auntie, yo, stand-up comedy is a thing. Come tell stories. Like I want people to go, it's an option in my world. That's one of the gifts that comedy has given me, where I can see people and give them opportunities. There's been a few people that I've not helped, but I've managed to like give steps and platforms to. And I'm not like flexing on it. I just like that I have something and I can share it. That's essentially what it is. And then also, we come from people who don't always get to do like high qualified jobs. Like some people just have like a job and they're stuck in that one place forever, and they never know like a hobby or a passion that can actually give them worth, or they never push past and to find their actual worth. But I go, maybe stand-up is because there's a few comedians who use stand-up just as a starting platform to do other things. So like some of them start acting once they do stand up, some of them start writing, some of them go do other stuff, like amazing things, but they use stand up as a thing. And I go, why can't I just give that to someone? Like that is career highlights for me. Where like again, and the friends I've made, career highlights. It sounds like a very weird thing, but you know, like finding a good friend that understands like your work and your personal life and like everything else is really a gift. And I think that's a highlight of that I've gotten from stand up.
Sure. So tell me about like the gigs you're doing at the moment. Like, yeah, maybe tell the listeners more about where you're.
So I run rooms because someone gave me the opportunity to run a room, like to start comedy for the first time. Now I feel like I'm almost like indebted to myself in the industry to start rooms. So now I used to run a room at Timbuktu, and now they close. So now we do at Bismillah in Buka, which is it's like every second Friday, and then in Grassy Park is the other one. Because we don't need to go to the Baxter for a night out. We don't need to go to the other side of the mountain for a night out. We can come to our own places that look and feel like us. Like, I don't want to make rooms where it's like I go, there's the theater, and that's great. Those are nice things. But I go, why can't we just have a good night close down the road? Why can't I just go experience like great, like fun night that's in my area and still feels like my people? I don't need to go to, I don't want to say white spaces, but spaces that aren't necessarily made for us. And I go, when I say us, I mean colored people and Muslim people. And that's the other thing I like about why I run the rooms in Grassy Park. It's at Shireen's Cuisine. This lady Sharifa, she turned a garage into a restaurant, and then we do comedy in the restaurant in the garage, and it is fire. It's just greatness.
Because I have to go. That's like right in my backyard.
It's exactly that. It's a thing of like in my rooms that I run comedy, I can say the word and everybody knows what I mean. that thing you're laughing at because you know what is. Yeah,
that's gonna be the snippet from the episode.
That's the thing to say. Yeah, atuka and you go, yeah, we know what that thing is. And those are the spaces I want to make where I go, kak isn't a swear word. Kak is an adjective. Kak is just a part of language. Like if I say someone is kak stupid, you go, yeah, he is kak stupid. Even because everybody says kak stupid. Yeah. So those are the spaces I want to make where I go, the comedy is not always halal. The food is always halal. Every venue I make sure my food is halal. But the comedy is not, it's not like, I don't want to make like Muslim spaces, but I want to make spaces that's inclusive. And that is part of the mission. And then also the thing of because we come from a culture where we go watch comedy in a theater, right? Which it's great, but that's a polished thing that you're going to watch.
Yeah.
My rooms are the work rooms. It's where you go see a joke for the first time. It's where you see a joke die. It's where you think as a comedian, you go, yeah, this thing is funny. This is going to kill. Then you get to the show. And so it's work rooms. It's where comedians can come and like work the joke till they find the funny in it and just like learn the crowd and stuff like that. And it's just good nights. There's not a lot of money. We don't do it for money. I'll tell you now, comedy on a club level doesn't pay, but it's a lot of fun. That's what I want to make.
So, like, I also want to talk to you about, you've been doing a lot on Instagram to like promote small businesses. So, yeah, tell me like why you decided to go this route.
I don't know if you can see, but I'm busy covering the label of the drink that I'm drinking because the drink is not chive.
No one's gonna see this video.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
On the other side.
I see recording there in the corner. I don't know what's being recorded. I just go, no, guys. Anyway, so with the local business, again, it's a thing of I've made a platform and been given a platform. It's only right that I share it. Like I go, it's like people help me along the way. This is the smallest thing I can do to help the other people. Also, we're in a very difficult time, and I feel like if you share anything that someone is of a local business, it helps them. Because I go, if you have like I said a few times, because I really want to reiterate that it's not like I'm doing it and I have the platform, but people that I won't say don't have a platform. Everybody's Instagram is a platform.
Yeah.
Every share counts in someone's interest. If you have 100 followers and you share something, 10 people see it and one person buys it, that's a sale for that person that you was just like, yeah, I'm just going to post a photo. I enjoyed this burger. Do the thing. And like, it costs you nothing. It costs you data. Like data's free by most of the places. Just share the fucking stuff, guys. So again, I just want to again, like no one loses when you share. That's I think the thing we need to start learning as a people is like just share the thing. If you see something and you see someone trying something and you like it, just share it. It can only help them and it can only benefit you. So when it comes, like people send me quite a few things because they want me to like punt their business, and I love it. So I try and do it, like take things as not as much as possible, but like within like I try and do breaks between the two. So I'm not just like spamming people with like, oh, go buy this, and people send me like cake and stuff, which I love, by the way. Guys, if you are listening, send me cake. That's the T's and C's. But just that thing of like, I want to be able to give everybody like a fair share of my platform. And I'm not here, like I don't promise people like, yo, your business is going to pop after you see the thing. But I just want to instill the culture of share the thing. Like if you see me do it, my platform is okay. Your platform might not be as big, but when you do it, it's the same amount of love that's given.
Yeah.
Because I know when people share my posters, it makes my heart so happy. Custom, like I really like for every person that shares it and retweets it, I genuinely get happy because I go, they can see the thing I'm trying, and they've bought into that idea. So when someone goes, I make samosas, and someone shares it, you go, I see what you're doing. Keep doing it. Let's make your thing liquor. And again, like I've shared like 5 samosa companies in the same week. Everybody, no one loses when you get to share the thing. So like no one must think, oh no, someone's taking my business because they're doing the same thing. Someone's making hoodies. This person's also making hoodies. It's just, guys, just share the fucking thing. Like no one loses when we share.
Yeah.
Sounds like
enough space for everyone.
It's exactly that. Yeah, in Islam, it's called your rizq. It's like what God has given you. And it's that thing of no one can take from it. No one can benefit more than what God has given you. So if this is your thing and God says that's yours, it can't be wasted because that's what's allocated to you.
Yeah.
You might get more later. You might get less now, and you might find it in other amounts. But if that is what's given to you, that is your thing. Don't ever go, oh no, he started a company. His company's blowing up. Mine is still pop. No, guys, you must just, God's plan.
Exactly. I always tell my sister this. Like I'm like, you can't get despondent if other people are doing things because yours is made by you. So nobody else is you. So it's like a whole, if you're doing it with the right heart, if you're doing it for the right reasons, it's always going to work out for you. It might take longer. You might have to go different routes than other people, but you know what is for you will come.
Yes, that's something I think that comedy taught me in the early days, where like especially with the awards, right? So how it works is there's almost like you start in waves. So you like if you start within the same 2 years of people, you basically, like the industry goes, you guys are in the same category. So you almost like you put up next to these people and you go, we all funny, but on the night you think, like as a young comic, you go, nah, I want to be better than him. And you go, you mustn't be better than them. You must be better than you. You must just do you. That's all that counts. So then I went through I wouldn't say, like a phase, like it wasn't a cool phase where I used to see what they were doing and almost like want that for me, but not wishing it for them. And you like, it's that eyes of envy. That's and then I had a moment. The first time I did Rock in the Daisies, I wasn't booked to perform. I was a +1 of one of the comedians. right? So I get there and they're like, yo, do you want 5 minutes? I'm like, fine. And the comedian before me is going boss, like he is murdering. Like people are like, back in the days of comedy, people sit down, they all bubble us, right? That's that's how the comedy works. And everybody's sitting and he's killing so hard. People are standing up and clapping, right? I must follow him. I'm in my second year of comedy. I do not have the energy he's doing. Right. So I'm like, I stand still. Like my body presence is just here. That's all that it is. This brother's running, jumping, high-fiving people. I'm cacking myself because I'm like, how do I match this? What's the thing? And Sivan Gacy comes to me and he's like, yo, take them, bring them to your world. You must just do you, and they will come. They will, if you bring them to you, it will happen. It will work. Just straight through to what you are as a person and as a comic. And I went up, murdered fire times. But it's the thing of that small line of like, just bring them to your world was the game changer. And I think that's something I try and do now of my comedy and even like my presence, like with the platform and like sharing it for business. It's like bring them to your world and show them how you do it. They can do their thing. It's fine. But you must just make sure your thing is yours.
I don't know if you listen to Lindy's episode and she described you as a Lenny Bruce. So
it was a big compliment, but at the same time I'm going, yeah, I am. She's right though. It is. That is the relationship we have.
So like I obviously heard you talking about this more now, but how important is it for you to mentor young comedians? I mean, especially for women. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's very difficult to find people to support you in.
It's that thing of when you see something in an early stage, you've probably seen it with like music and with other artists and just people online where you spot them and you go, you've got a thing. I don't know what it is, and I can't spot it, but there's a thing that the world needs to see more of. And I think that's what I saw with Lindy of like, Lindy was funny despite the things that people would put besides the stereotypes that go with her. Like like the thing of Lindy is funny despite her being a woman, despite her being a colored, despite her being from Paul. You know what I mean? Like Lindy was like legit funny. And like for me, funny trumps everything. And when I spot someone that has and I won't say funny, when they've got a spark, then I go, I'll put in my time and effort. When I can see you love this thing as much as I do, and you just need a bit of steps and platforms, then I was like, yeah. Then so I think, but me and Lindy, we also like proper brasser, but at the same time on a comedy level, I legit was just like, she's got a thing that the world needs to see. So I would, and it's the thing of we in the industry where everybody has their own route and their own path and their own career. So like, I can't ask Riyad Musa, what do you think I must do next with my career? Because my path and his path, as much as we're similar, it's completely different. But when you have someone, you can just go, how much do you think I must charge? Like, what do you think? Because again, money is a very interesting thing with freelancers. And you go, what must I ask? Do I? Because sometimes you take cheap gigs, sometimes you ask big. And sometimes you just need a voice that you can get back. You know, like you go, like if I think this thing is funny, I'll ask Lindy, and Lindy goes, your wording is wrong. It doesn't sound right. Same thing with like she'll ask me and vice versa. And I think that's what I found with Lindy is like, yeah, she's got a thing to go to the next round. And again, for me, as someone that makes platforms, when I spotted her, I was genuine like, I want more colored people to start comedy and I want more women to start comedy. When I meet people after a gig and I speak and I spot the actual funny, not just them trying to be funny in front of me, actual funny people, I ask them if they would like to start stand up. Because again, I go, we need more women. We need I would love to make a room that is just aunties performing for aunties. Because you laugh, but you know it's going to be fucking funny. like when they complain about the husbands, it will be when they complain about the light is mad funny. So I just go like, those are the rooms I want to start making, and like that's genuinely the thing I want to make as a career. If I can in my career going, I've made a room that is just for women by women, like that I've basically like put together and gone like, yeah, do it. Then I'll retire. I won't retire, but I mean, it will be a highlight.
But why do you think it's like difficult for colored people to make that step? Because I mean, I also feel like I know so many funny colored people, and especially like I know you say like aunties, but even young people, like there's so many funny ones. But the minute like they don't want to make the step. Like as a fan of comedy, I would be like, you'd be brilliant at this. I mean, I've got no experience, but I'm like, I know you will. but people are like, no, like they don't see it as an option. So why do you think it's difficult?
I think it's a thing of we don't, because the people that have made it have almost made it and moved on to the next step. So we almost can't relate to them anymore. And with no disregard to them, I love everybody that has made it and that has shown us the thing. But there's almost like a gap between the people that are in the room and the people that are performing. And I'm trying to like almost like bridge the gap to go, I'm a normal bra. Like I do this thing, but I'm also just like trying to put petrol in my car, like you that's watching me. And so it's the thing of when people, it's the representation. It's that thing of they go, it's my thing that I can do. So now like if I look at Twitter, right, it's such a blazing thing now, because I go, when I started, there wasn't a lot of colored people. There wasn't a lot of Muslim people also. Now I go, the circle is dope now, because it's colored people can do everything on this fucking platform, and it's fire. And I go, as like stand up, that's like the next push, because I go, I want to show them that normal people can just try the thing. And also when I say aunties, I mean young people that just sound like aunties. That includes you, Caryn, by the way. That is your brand as a whole. Sit by the TV and complain. Yeah, it's the thing. Don't act like we don't know. But again, the thing of like, and I think it's representation. And the more you see the person on stage as a person, as a normal person, you go, it's something I can do. It's something I can think of. And I've had like a few women start also, and it's also the thing of, and it's the problem with the country again. Traveling at night is a problem. So you go because to do comedy, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of privilege to be able to do it, because you go, it's traveling at night, it's being in spaces, because the job of comedy always happens after the show. That's where like the mingling, that's where it's all the like the other parts of the business, and that all comes with like it's another reason why I want to make gigs that's safe and that's inclusive, and I try and make a plan so that the acts have a safe way home, and if they're traveling, they travel in groups. So people on the lineup all travel together, so that it's almost like it's safer for everybody and cheaper. But yeah, I think with women and colored people, they don't necessarily see it as something they can do yet, but more and more, I think every year it just becomes easier to see. Like you watch Lindy now and you go, she's me. Her voice sounds like me when she speaks. That's the thing. So I feel like I am that for a demographic, and then so now I've had other people that Muslim colored men go, that looks inside like me. I could do the thing. Same thing with Lindy, and you just need one person to go start the fight. Everybody else will come, and it gets easier and more. Because at one point it was just Mark, it was just Riyadh. And now there's more, and then it will get more and more. The wheel of revolution is very slow, and progress as well. Sorry.
So for like people who are fans of comedy, what what comedy specials would you recommend they watch? Like accessible ones though, like ones that they can watch.
So I'm a fan of comedy. Like I love all comedy. Like I've never, like how do I explain now? Like I was saying, I'm an optimist, and I try and find the good in everybody's stuff. So when I watch comedy, I go, what can I learn from this? But if you want to look at like of the favorites, the catalog is so, again, like that's the nice thing of like Netflix and Showmax is that there's a lot that's accessible. Like Showmax has a lot of local talent.
Yeah, I see.
And but again, comedy is such a weird thing because you must take the risk, you must take the gamble because it can be bad. It's also so subjective, is that it can be bad for
Yes.
you.
I like usually read a review, like, because I'm on this like this app Letterbox where I track my movies and stuff, but they also track like comedy specials. So I usually read the review before I start, and then someone will be like, "This is trash," and I'll be like, "Okay, let's just try it," and I will like absolutely love it. But then another one I would find like terrible, and somebody else, everybody's like,
Yeah.
5 stars, excellent.
Like that's the thing, like I've had people tell me like I'm not funny, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not funny for you, but I mean you can't say someone is not funny if it is their job. But that's another thing we'll get into. But anyway, but just the thing with like I've seen so much great and also so much bad. Bo Burnham, do you watch Bo Burnham? His things.
I haven't actually seen. I've heard him on like quite a few podcasts.
So Bo Burnham is like he's a genius. He's a child prodigy genius. Yeah, that word. He's a child, that a young one that is good. He started on YouTube and his videos got viral, and then he just went to do it on stage. But he started just like not like us doing club rooms. He was like, yeah, I'm doing a one-man show, big things.
Did he write a movie also?
Yes, he did.
Yes, 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade.
Yeah.
It's an interesting movie also. That movie was like, it's not funny. It's just like pure 8th grade. It's very awkward and the moments are hard to watch. And you're like, it's hard to watch because I know the child. I know like the cringe. You know when you watch something and it hurts, like you must press pause because it's here in your chest.
It happens to be such a lot. No.
Yeah. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel did that for me. The moments I had to put this thing off because I was so angry with the way my body felt watching it, because I'm just, it's the death on stage and it just hurts so much. Also, I watched it during lockdown where I couldn't do stand-up and I could see her do stand-up and do good. And I was like, fuck the show. Because she's getting a response and I can't get that damn response. Anyway, that's but yeah, like the Bo Burnham is great when it comes to cringe. He's a really smart writer, and like, yeah, if anything you must take from this podcast is go watch a Bo Burnham special. I think there's a few on Netflix and there's a few on YouTube as well. Who else is there? There's Dave Chappelle. I feel like Dave Chappelle is also like iconic. But also when you watch like the interviews of him, I don't know have you watched the Letterman series yet?
No, I haven't watched it. The Next Guest, whatever. That thing.
You haven't watched it?
No,
you that like TV. These are TV people being interviewed.
It is wild because I used to like watching David Letterman as well, like his show. Like I like late night shows, but yeah, no, I haven't watched. His beard is too long, man. It looks like he doesn't moisturize it. You know what I mean?
It's the oil. You don't have the Indian beard oil. It's got that white man hair.
I was like, why must it look so? That's why I also only listen to him on podcasts. Like if like Conan or like Mark Maron interviews him, and then I'll listen. But I don't want to like see him at all. I will watch his show.
The Letterman interviews are so good because he asks questions from a normal person's perspective, and I think that's the nice thing because he asks it like from a point of ignorance of like. He asked Kim Kardashian, like, if you post this nail clipper on your Instagram, how much money will you get paid? Then he says an amount and she's like, higher. Then she's just like, no, don't say anymore. But again, he like almost humanizes his interviews. Like you go, this is a person, and which is a thing some interviews don't get right. Because when they do like Jimmy Fallon, it's always fun, it's always great, but they still there doing the thing. But Letterman makes him a person, which is it's an art also that he gets. Like, because he asked her something of, I don't know what was the question, but she told him that she gets more views on her Instagram story than he gets on Netflix and on his show on TV. And it's the wildest fucking thing if you think about it. It's an Instagram story. So like things like those kinds of questions, I think Letterman gets right? Like he asked stupid stuff, but you go, I thought that, and he asked what you think. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, David Letterman, the full season is all the 3 seasons is proper art. Like it's really great. Lewis Hamilton, just magic. Just fucking great. Cried for that also. I cry a lot. I cry a lot for your TV. I cry. Oh, did you watch Chasing the Sun?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I think I would watch with my daddy. I can give him something to watch. It's not soccer.
Let him watch it alone. Please put the man in rest and let him watch it alone. Let him cry in peace. The show 5 minutes in. Just Nana Ima's laughing at me because she's like, what is happening here? I'm just like deep in the tears. Every 5 minutes, another reason to cry. Yo, just again, Lewis Hamilton also, that episode I chunked for, like, because it's a thing of like, you see a POC, bruh, just try the thing, be great at it, and like become phenomenal at it, but like working fuck off hard just to be on the same level as everybody else. Then he works even harder and then goes past everyone else. Those are the moments I chunk. Yo, when they gave Sia when they put Sia in charge, it's just like, this is the moment. When you just, like, you fight. So with Chasing the Sun, I didn't fight it. I was like, we're crying. It's, floodgates are open. It's just, guys, chunk. Then when they interview Cheslin, and the wildest thing is I know these people. Like, it's like I know these people, but I chunk the whole time. Who was it also? Not Yankees. I can't get his name now. Anyway, but he's from a small town, Kalmo. And my wife's family, they also from Pinel and Kalmo. And I'm like, I know the area. Cry more. You link anything. Cry more. Just everything you cry. It is, Chasing the Sun. I also recommend. It's it will make you feel patriotic also. Like it's good for the soul. I feel like the country needs it right now. It gives you as much love as we had when we saw Sia win it last year. Now you watch it and you're like,
I can't believe that was a year ago. Or like over a year, obviously. But I mean, I feel like it was still this year.
It also feels, it's wild because it feels like it was this year and 4 years ago. Like if they told me that the next World Cup is next month, I'd be like, it makes just the time frame makes sense in my head that you go, it's been that long. But also at the same time you go, where was October? I have no recollection of October. I've done things in October, like quite a big things, and I go, I can't remember them at the same time.
I've actually never had an October that is gone. October always feels like a long month. There's 31 days. Always comes after September, which September's always short. But same here. I don't know anything that happened in October.
October is a very weird month because it's a busy month of nothing. I don't know, like no one in my calendar is like, there's no birthdays in October that is iconic for me. There's no like work that takes place because it's also season picks up in October. So it's all like every year, it's always been like a lot of shifting things, doing big things. And then it's December. It's just like it's gone from then. So I feel like this year, especially this year, like I traveled in October, but it's still, it's gone. Yeah. It's just another month.
So what else have you been watching that you can recommend?
Yo, I'm a TV cop, guys, through and through TV cop. You don't understand. When you asked me for the podcast, and I was like, I'm so fucking excited to talk about TV. Then you were like, oh, we're talking about comedy and your work. Everybody else gets to talk about fun things. Now I must talk about work. I was really upset. I was like, yo, now Lindy get to talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'm also a comic. I also love that. Yanna.
We can talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel as well. I'm always ready.
Yo, you don't understand when you were tweeting about it. I was so happy because I'm like, you also watching it. I'm watching it, and we watching the same thing. And then I was angry with the show because I'm like, fuck the show. Like I just, when you just get upset for shows, that show made me upset. her husband has a punchable face, and every time I saw him out,
cannot handle that man. Like, I know they keep on trying to like redeem him with us, but I can't deal with that man.
Everybody else has spice on them. Like every other man in the show has this like a flavor. That man is like a unseasoned chicken. Like it's just the skin is still on the chicken. It's hard. Like he's bland. No man. Like
you come from parents like that, man, and then you so boring.
Right? I was just like, your whole family, everything is set up for you to win and be a personality, and you choose to be bland as fuck. Now you're not even like rich and bland. You like not rich and bland. Now you like a waste. You're like a punky. Like just like a. He also looks like a punky. Like he looks just like as plain as this. No sense of a neck. Just a straight up fucking shoulders. But the other thing that I love, as we're busy watching now, is Love Island. Do you watch Love Island?
I watched season 6.
No, you must go to the early days. Love Island in the raw days.
I started season 1 and I was like, nee, this take too long.
It's fuck all happens. That's the best worst thing about the show is nothing happens. That they just go, he pie me off, mug me. Guys, what is the words? I don't even know what they're saying, but it's just in 10 minutes, nothing happens, right? In every 10 minutes of the show, the whole show, Poco happens. And it's just like relationships. It's British trash. And it's the most beautiful thing where I go, I'm better than these people. I'm smarter. I come from a third world country and I don't look as old as you. Why are there 20-year-olds that are like, they look like leather handbags, that tan leather handbags. You know what one I'm talking about? Rebecca, I can see you agreeing with me over there. That one that's like, it's already soft leather. You know that soft leather ones? They look like that. Why? You are 20. What is in...
Also, there's not a lot of sun in England. How are they getting so bad? Like, how's your skin so bad?
It's not only that they're bad. Why are you so brown? How much money are you spending that you are brown as a white person in England? It makes no sense, guys. Also, they are dumb. They are dumb. Like they ask, what is it? I can't remember the questions now, but they ask stuff like, it's just, you go, what is the education system like in this first world country that colonized us? Because ours is clearly better. Like you have internet also at home. You have access to all this cuck, but you choose to be this. And for that reason, I hate and love the show.
Did you watch in season 6 when they asked about the different, like, what are the big 5?
The big 5, guys, come on now, the big 5. I know it's another country's big 5, but it's the big 5. I feel like you must have some sense. What did they say, a dolphin? What the fuck is a dolphin in the big 5? Guys, these people on... I know some of you know them, and I apologize, but they are idiots.
Have you seen the SNL's sketch about Love Island?
No.
It's got...
in the link.
Yeah, it's got Phoebe Waller-Bridge. But there's this one, because when she hosted, the one girl wipes her makeup off, and then you can see like a whole face on the crowd, and then you look back at her, and she's just like a thumb. It's a thumb with like a smiley face.
It's exactly that, and every night they dress up. Every day they look good. Guys, I look good once every 3 months, and then it's also just because I'm getting paid for it. These people, this show is so much effort. Every night you must blow dry your hair, and that's the guys, no? The women are still like another level. They put that, you know, when the makeup is bulletproof, that base, it's not even foundation, it's base. Like it's cock thick on their face. Like when the makeup is off, you can see the marks on the face. Then when they put it on, it's dark. Like you go, it's a centimeter of before I touch your skin. It's that level.
So much makeup just to stand outside.
And it's every night they must do this thing. No, man, guys, I can't. And that's why I love the show, because I just go, it's trash. The show is trash. Sorry, yeah. I say sorry a lot. I must learn to use other words like excuse me. One moment, please.
They're always like saying women must stop saying sorry. I'm like, I don't know any girl who says sorry as much as Yaaseen.
It's really true, guys. again, the baby in the house, you must say sorry for everything because you get blamed for everything at the same time. Who broke it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even break it. It's Rishka that broke it. Rishka breaks everything in the house. Sorry, Rishka. Anyway. Rishka's my sister if you're listening.
So what would you say is like your all-time favorite series? I think I know what this is because I see
It's
like
The
you
Office,
tweeting.
guys.
Yeah,
It's
I
The
knew it.
Office.
I knew it.
Through and through The Office. You must know it. It's the part of the brand. It's The Office. So at the moment, there's the three now. It's The Office, it's Parks and Rec, and 30 Rock. 30 Rock is only coming to play this year, but it's magic. Parks and Rec is also proper. Just every line. The Office, though, that was like my first show that I found and loved, and was like, yo, you know when the words start coming out in normal conversation, where you see something and here's a line from The Office, and just take the line. Here's the reference. Here's the meme. You see that moment there. You know what moment looks like that? This one over here. And then that for me was The Office, where I was like, this is my language of comedy. And now it's wild because now when I make like content, I find pieces of The Office come through in the things I do now. So yeah, The Office is. I'm just having a small moment, guys.
I was like, listeners, please know he's just putting his hand on his heart and nodding softly like he's part of the Springbok team. Listening.
I love that you give subtitles to an audio show. It's a really great technique that you do. And then what else is? Yeah, I think that's like my top 3 for now.
And
there's a lot of other shows.
Michael Schur, except he made The Office and Parks and Rec. Same guy.
Mose. And then obviously Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn is also in the top there as well.
How would you rank? How would you rank Brooklyn, Parks and Rec, The Office? Good Place. Do you watch A Good Place?
I started, but I didn't get into it properly.
I didn't watch it, so that's okay. But those are shows. So I mean, how would you rank it?
So here's the thing: when I have like a top 5, but none of them are ranked. I just go, those are things I love. So when I go, even with comedians, I go, that's what I love. Don't put me order. It's top. It's just in the top. Because it's the mood. Sometimes you go, I want to watch The Matrix. Sometimes I want to watch Dumb and Dumber. It's all there in the top. And that's not in my top, but I'm just saying. But the thing of, so I feel like I don't like to put things, I don't like to compare things. I go, things were made for that space as an individual. Like same with comedians. You can't compare comedians. You go, out on the night in that set, that was that person, that I enjoyed that thing. I can't go, it's better than Trevor, it's better than David or whatever. Yeah.
Great answer.
Diplomatic answer, guys. I've figured the system out because I know people come for me when I say already one thing is better than the other. I know how to play this. I'll play you motherfuckers.
Okay, so now you're saying Dumb and Dumber and The Matrix. So what is your favorite movies? Let's say, Tia.
You see now I'm gonna sound also like a stereotype because Fight Club is in there. Fight Club was one of the movies like I watched, like I got to it maybe like a year or two later. But the thing about Fight Club was like it made me think of think differently to what was like. It was actually had quite an impact on my life because like I'm gonna cry now again. But the thing is, like I was I felt like I was an alternate thinker according to like what the like our culture is and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm not a Honda bruh. So now what must happen with my life if I'm not into and like Owens and goodness and the club? Now what must happen with me? Like what must happen to the nerd like this? But I was like between the nerd and that world. Then with Fight Club was like, yo, you can just make your own thing. Like just like your thought process doesn't make you less. Just like take your thought process and push you in your own direction. So I think that movie like allowed me to almost like to go into comedy and like become my own comedian, if it makes sense. Yeah, it's also the thing when you take art and you make your own version in your head of what you see. So I think that's what I took with Fight Club is that it was a big game changer and a thought process changer. Then the other one was like The Matrix also, but I feel like The Matrix just blew everybody's mind because we never thought of movies like that. So you see it and you're like, the fuck, movies can have movies in them? What the fuck?
I've never seen The Matrix.
You're not a fan?
I've never seen it. My sister found this
The
out.
moment of silence was had
She
by
was
the
like,
whole audience.
What? I think I tweeted about it once
Silence.
too. And
Guys, if you are listening, just tune out. Just close whatever you're listening, Spotify, the browser, just close it. Because someone that wants to talk about movies and music has never watched The Matrix. Yo. No. It's also too late to watch The Matrix now. This is the other problem. Because it's like watching a 2000 show, like I was saying, we watch Alias. It's horrible. It's horrible. My heart is so now. You've missed the train. Please go watch The Matrix. I'm going to come back to the show only because I want to talk to you about The Matrix.
I'll watch it at some point.
I'm giving you no.
I'll watch it at some point, man.
No, don't say some point. We're in lockdown. You have the time. Don't lie. You have the internet. Download the torrent is your friend. Don't buy the DVD though. It's not that good. But you must also watch
Netflix. I think it is on Netflix.
You must watch it with 2000's eyes, if it makes sense.
But also, there's been so many like spoofs and references that I've seen that like.
That's true. You know the story already.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, isn't this just like Scary Movie 4 or something?
But it's one of those movies that I feel like it had such a big impact on culture, on like the way we, because like if I think of like Dark Side Days, then I go, yeah, we used to dance like The Matrix. I mean, clearly now we were slotting fireballs to the Matrix theme song, and like. Yeah, so that's why I think Matrix was bigger than we all thought. Everybody wanted to be Neo, have a flip phone and a leather coat. I never had a leather jacket, please. I'm not the uncle, nor do I have that money. Sorry.
So, here's the question. Last question that we ask everybody. So, who was your first crush?
Yo.
Or celebrity crush, not like normal girl around the corner.
Not normal person.
No. You can tell me about actually you can tell me the normal person too this year.
Doesn't it sound super cheesy? It was Naima, my wife.
Oh my gosh.
We sat next to each other on the first day of school.
Okay, that's
like
cute.
that's how I know her. Like from the very first day of school.
First day of school, like grade 1.
Yeah, like grade 1, first day, and then So then and then she was. No, guys, it's too cheesy. I'm sorry.
Carry on. Carry on.
Anyway, then we started talking because I had a Mandela sticker on my space case, and then we were like, "Oh, my parents also support Mandela. Oh, your parents also support Mandela." And then we started talking. So politics was really early in the phases, and then she was also the first person that I kissed in grade 3. Yeah, we were.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway, and then and now we're here. It's a long other story that I'm cutting out. But anyway, that's essentially the first person I had a crush on. Then if we talk about TV crushes, it's also weird now because it was like the what's his name, like your Wild Room in your KTV days. It was them, and now I know them, and now it's awkward.
Like Carly and
yeah, and like you just like now I meet them, and you're just like, okay, and you're like, oh, he's a real person. Who else is there? I met Roxy Burger last week also, which is wild. Roxy Burger from KTV. Yeah. Because you go, yo, you lived in my house for so long. Now I see you in real. This is weird. Who else? Obviously, like your, not Pamela Anderson. It was Yasmin Bleeth.
From Baywatch.
Yeah, classic. Then there was Lara Croft. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
If you want to say.
Tomb Raider. She was a TV game. Yeah. I played a lot of TV games, guys. TV was my friend. It's such a you caught me off guard now because I'm running through all the shows. Oh, Hope.
Yes.
Hope, yeah. But like,
so were you Team Hope or Team Billie?
You see, I was Team Billie for a while. Then I saw Billie on like a movie that plays late on a Saturday night on ETV.
Oh, you mean the fake Billie, the second Billie, because she was Mr. Emmanuel, that one.
Yeah, she was Emmanuel. Then I was like, yeah, I can't crush on you because I mean we can see. Then it was Hope. Then I went back to Hope because I was like, no, Billie, why are you doing these things, Billie? I'm not changing the channel, Billie, but I mean, what? Huh? And we carry on watching. Oh, change the channel. My parents coming in. Then go back. Then I was like, no, in the daytime you must like Hope, and then in the nighttime you can like Billie. But yeah, either way, Bo had great choices. Bo. Big ups to Bo. I'm trying to think of who else. Charmaine from Backstage.
Oh, Losha Cooper.
Yeah, don't say the real name. It's because it was the character that I crushed on, not the actor. You must understand these things because I feel like in the real world I won't know who she is. But yeah, so Charmaine was also a crush. And who else is there? No, Heartbeat still. No, I can't think of any more.
I was in Joburg, and like my first time in Joburg, I was like 12 or something, and then I went into like a bargain books and I saw Losha Cooper there, and I was like a big Backstage fan. So I was like, can I get your autograph? And I'm like, I'm sure it's like the only person who's ever asked for it.
South African celebs. No, but here's the thing. I think early TV, they were proper celebs. Like,
yeah, because we didn't have much.
Yeah, we
had Karabo and Backstage.
I always wanted to be a continuity presenter. Not actually, no. I wanted to be the band that goes on Simonier. Like, I wanted to just be like, hi, I'm Yaaseen Barnes, and Simonier grooves. Then I feel like I've made it. It's that, and to be invited on Note for Note and Gladiator. Those,
I feel like,
yeah, I'm getting.
I don't know about Gladiator, but I feel like Note for Note you can still do.
I can, but I can't do the Afrikaans. This is the problem.
Oh.
So I feel like now I must go learn other skill. With that said, though, I did meet Johan Stemmet, which is a career highlight, by the way.
Oh.
I've never fanboyed for anybody like him. I was legit. Huh? Yeah. I never used to go out until after Note for Note. If you wanna understand how much of a big fan, like I would only leave the house after Note for Note is done. After I've watched it, I don't PVR. I watch it right there because it's the moment of the magic. So yeah, Johan Stemmet was I won't say a crush, maybe a career crush where you're just like, yo, this man's a dung. I'm trying to think of who else I've met that really been starstruck. Yeah, he's been like the main one. It sounds so weird because it's just Johan Stemmet.
It's like you went to big comedy festivals and stuff, but Johan Stemmet, nobody can. Jimmy Carr, whatever, but Johan Stemmet.
Easy conversations with everybody else but him. Even what's his name? Craig Robinson, the guy, Judge Doug Judy. Mad, fun times. We had nice night out. Could have a conversation. Michael Shea, fun times. Ooh, party together. Nice things. Jay Farrow, wild nights. Johan Stemmet. Can I get the food? I'm such a. My mom is a fan. It's the wildest thing ever. I'm not even flexing. This is like legit broke my heart that I couldn't speak to you. Also, what do you say to Johan Stemmet? Shukran. In the wise words of Abba, thank you for the music. I don't know.
Thank you so much, Yaaseen. On that note, in the wise words of Abba, thank you for the music. Thank you so much.
I'm Yaaseen Barnes, and sorry.
That was our interview with Yaaseen Barnes. You can find him. Actually, His Instagram and Twitter handles are very complicated, so I'm just going to link it below. But you can just search Yaaseen Barnes and you'll find it anyway. So go follow him and find out all the shows that he's currently running. He's doing some great work in the community, so check it out. But before we head out, what have you been crashing on this week, Rebecca?
I've been watching Rick and Morty, and I'm still deciding whether or not I like it.
Girl, I get you. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I know that deciding point where you can go either way.
Yeah, and do I invest more of my life into watching this? I'm still on the edge, on the fence.
With me, I can't actually talk about anything that I've been watching other than The Crown season 4. I've been so far in the show, like my whole body. Like yesterday, I finished watching on Friday.
Yeah,
and I was still like, this bloody Charles. I'm so angry about him.
Oh, because they go into the bit about Camilla, yeah? Camilla and Diana. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, was I not mad? And then yesterday I just looked at my mom and I said, I'm still sad. And she knew exactly what I was talking about. She's like, yeah, this damn Camilla and Charles. And it's just like, I think it's just
your mom is brilliant.
That's all I'm thinking of. But on that note, we are having our first Crashing On Roundtable tonight. If you're listening to this on the 23rd of November, it is taking place tonight at 7:30 on Zoom. The link will be in the show notes. We're going to have Funny from the previous episode on Princess Diana. We have Pia Jane from our second episode on Chad Michael Murray. We have Zayan from our episode on Daniel Sharman. They all spoke about The Crown on their specific episode, so they're coming back to talk about season 4. And we have lots of discussion points and things to talk about. So you can attend, you can come in, we're going to have an open live chat that you can chat with other fans. There's a Q&A where you can ask us questions. You can join in and talk with us. It's just a fan thing. Just something for fans of The Crown Season 4 to talk about all your issues, everything that you want to do. So that'll take place on the 23rd. And hopefully if it goes well, we will have more Crashing On Roundtables. And it will be available to view on our YouTube. We're now on YouTube. So you can listen to the podcast on YouTube. Ooh. And you'll be able to watch the roundtable on there as well. We will have other YouTube exclusive content coming soon as well. So yeah, that's all from us. You can find me at Caryn Welby on Instagram, at Caryn Welbies with an S on Twitter, and sign up for my newsletter, Wild Streams, at wildstreams.substack.com. The podcast can be found at Crashing On Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find more information about this and all our other episodes at our website, crashingonpodcast.com, and send any feedback to crashingonpod@gmail.com. Join our Facebook group, Crashing On Club, where we chat about the show, celebrity news, recommendations, the whole shebang. Let us know what you think about what was discussed in this week's episode by sending us a voice note or email to crashingonpod@gmail.com. The show is produced by me, Caryn, and Rebecca Barches. The show is edited and engineered by Rebecca Barches. Our logo was designed by Latifa Maroof, and the show was created in partnership with IGN Africa. If you like the show, tell everyone that you can any way that you can. Keep up to date with all our episodes by subscribing to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please rate and review the episodes on Apple Podcasts, as it helps others find the show. We'll be back next week with another in-depth conversation with a pop culture lover. See you then!